Hey everyone, I'm here to give you an update on something I discovered last year. Last year, I was exploring a culvert here, this video above, and I found a culvert here that was completely blocked, so I made a report. It was blocked by these 3 cement barriers. Now I'm going to show you what they did. This whole area, you can see they put in new drainage ditches here. You know, because a drain would clog up, but this is really good. The rocks are for erosion at the end. But those 3 barriers were right here. The entire face right here was crumbling. Those barriers were sitting up here, and as this crumbled from road salt, they fell in there, blocking it. Now, I reported that almost a year ago. It took them about 5 months to get out here because it wasn't an emergency. They put it on their backlog. But you see, they refaced the culvert. I'm going to show you what it looked like last year. Okay, the other side of this culvert on the street, it's not really a blockage. What happened here is, you see these 2 Jersey barriers? They fell down here. They used to be up here by the guardrail, acting like a small railing, but they fell down here into the water. So that's the situation here. You just saw in that footage, it was being blocked, but it was working. You see, the inside is not too bad. You look right there, there's actually some granite blocks in there. That's because years ago, this road was really skinny, but they added a breakdown lane. I'm just giving an update. I don't have my boots on. Plus, that's a pretty short culvert. I don't want to walk in there, but I would walk across here. They put a bunch of rocks here to help with erosion. Now I'm going to go show you the other side of this briefly. It's got to get up the slope. They also did some paving here, so maybe they replaced in a little bit. It's very fresh. Walk across the street. All these new rocks, a new entrance on this side too. This side wasn't that bad, but you could see the rebar sticking out last year. That's pretty neat. This pool here, it's like 3 feet deep. That would be kind of nice on a hot day, just to dip in there. Yeah, that culvert is really short. That's not a comfortable one to go through. You can still see the marks from the molding. This is a very new project. You see there's still dirt here. If this was a few months ago, that dirt would have eroded off of the rock from the rain. A little further down the road, at this one, they even planted grass seed to help with erosion. Further up this road, I made another video where I dug out a ditch to help the water escape from a culvert. Because up north where it gets cold, if you have a culvert where the end of it is underwater and it freezes, it'll back up. But even if a quarter of it is showing on the top, the warm rainwater will melt the rest open. You see here? They just did this, keep in mind. You see how the culvert is halfway filled? Yeah, they probably could have easily used a jet, but they're probably figuring now that they used a machine to clear it really well. Last year I just tried to use a shovel. They're figuring probably the rainwater will blast the rest of that out of there. You can tell this is very recent. And also from last year's footage, they also cut down all the brush. Amazing. I don't know the name of this stuff, but we call this stuff skunk cabbage. Because when you break this or walking through the woods kicking a bunch of it, yep, it smells like skunk. The water you're seeing here, this is not from a little stream. I checked the other side. There's nothing feeding this except the storm drain. This is only for that storm drain. So once this water drains out, there's not going to be any more of it. And because I got rid of a lot of these heavy roots, like you saw me slicing on both sides of the trench, these roots will die and they'll leave. It'll take a few years for that to come back. Thanks for watching. Whoa, that thing is huge. It looks like this here is going to collapse someday, but it's wedged up in there pretty well, so hopefully not today.
See, I'm glad you wanted that one, because I really wanted to see that one grow up a lot.
I know.
Hey, if you were born in 94, how old are you?
Chair down there that somebody dumped off the road. It's a bunch of sticks right here that somebody else unjammed, probably from the beavers. Look at this tree. Broke that wall with its roots. See that pipe right there? That's in case they needed to drain the entire pond. I don't exactly know where it goes. Got to be under the water somewhere. which is kind of weird. Usually you'd have a big valve stem sticking up where you could turn it and open it, but I don't see that. You know, this thing is probably really old. This probably wouldn't even work. Just getting a little bit of junk out of there. Just something to do. This is a pond, you don't really want to touch the water because it's known to have what you call duck rash. It's a kind of microscopic flatworm. When you go swimming, it gets under your skin, but it dies because it can't survive on a human. But it's under your skin, so you itch for a few weeks until you shed.